Hello. Welcome back. So I really wanted to come to you and talk to you about silence. Many years ago, I used to work for a plumbing company. That was probably the longest job I've had, actually. I was there for about 5 years. And on Saturdays, we worked a 10-hour shift. And because we pretty much could handle multi-line systems, we would, take on rotating shifts every weekend. It would be someone different. So we had to really learn how to deal with the fact that we were in this one room. It was like a large cubicle. It wasn't very big at all. Good? It wasn't very big at all. And we would do different things. I remember my sister-in-law one time, we shampooed her hair outside during our lunch break. Well, we ran outside to shampoo her hair, and we would just have random conversations. And then there were times where we were just in there by ourselves. And I remember one day just feeling like it was the longest day, and I needed some kind of sound, noise, music, anything I could think of. And this was like in 2002, so I don't even remember having playing music on my phone or anything like that. I don't remember, at least I didn't have the ability to do it the way I wanted to. And so I just remember after a while growing really frustrated with the monotony, the repetitiveness, just the whole routine of it all just got really tiresome. And I was frustrated, and I was getting literally dreading going to work on Saturdays, because it just got to the point where it was just quiet on my shifts, and all I had was my thoughts. And one day it just hit me, why are you so resistant to the silence? Why are you so resistant to the silence? So silence is loud. Silence actually had to become my friend, because I was so used to things being loud, whether it was my own energy or someone else's energy, or finding things to distract me from whatever it was that I was doing, or wherever it was I was in my life. And so silence became something that I had to challenge myself. I realized it was becoming a challenge for me, and it was something that I took on as a challenge. Let's work through this thing and figure out, what is this silence thing all about? And so I remember taking the time every time I went to work and tell myself, okay, today you're going to do your job, of course, but you're just going to go along with the silence, just go along with it. And at first it was very uncomfortable, but I grew to appreciate the silence, so much so that as much as I love music, there were times where I wouldn't even want music. I would just want silence. And silence meant maybe listening to the birds, listening to nature, listening to whatever was around me was silence. Anything that I was trying to create to distract myself was not silence. And so what I've basically found as time has gone on from that point is that silence has become my friend. And a lot of times, we talk about meditation and getting quiet, and we feel like sometimes, at least starting out, there's something we have to make ourselves do, or we have to force something upon ourselves to get into this place of meditation. And what I've come to realize for myself, at least, is that meditation is actually happening all the time, without our force. If we will just allow ourselves to just be, we can find so much joy in just stillness, and not trying to manipulate, or not trying to conjure up something, or not trying to, and when I say manipulate, I don't mean it in a quote unquote negative way. It's just, sometimes we do things to try to bring about things when all we have to do is just relax and be, and try to be, as they say, present, just being in the moment, not trying to get to to Wednesday, or not trying to get to Tuesday or this weekend, where we feel like, well, maybe this weekend I'll have more peace, or maybe this weekend, things will work out a little better. No, like, we can actually just slow ourselves down and just be. Just a quick story. This past weekend, I lost my keys again, and of course, my immediate reaction was I wanted to freak out. I was just like, okay, but the last time you lost your keys, I do have a little one, as you know, running around here sometimes, and she gets a hold of things. But sometimes I get a hold of things. So I said to myself, just calm down. You're not going to find anything tossing everything around. So just calm down and trust. Say whatever, prayer or wish or whatever it is that you need to say. So that's what I did. That I would find these keys wherever the God of keys, please find my keys. God, please find my keys, whatever. But I needed to say something to myself to keep myself focused. So I looked around the house, and I took a moment, like, okay, I'm starting to feel like I'm getting paranoid. So I took a moment and stopped myself to think about where it could be. Nothing came to me. So eventually I looked in my purse again, which was my first place, and it happened to be in the hidden pocket that's on the side of my purse, sitting right where it was supposed to be all along, right where it was placed in the first place. So I say that basically to say that sometimes we just need to slow down and take a moment and get silent. Don't look for distractions, and things will fall right in line the way they need to be. Things are as they are in this particular moment. And if it's something that we're looking for, we're trying to get done or figure out or get answers to, sometimes we just have to be still and allow ourselves to be silent when the thoughts are coming for us to distract ourselves, or maybe it could be a distraction on the outside. You can feel it usually when someone or something is distracting you, whether it's intentional or not. So sometimes we have to say, like, all right, let me get focused, pull myself back, rein myself in, and take a moment and get silent. And the more and more we practice that, it becomes something we can call on any moment, at any moment. And, of course, that does nothing but, simultaneously work on our self-discipline. So, all these things are like different skills, different natural skills that some of us have and some of us have to learn. And I'm one of those people that have had to learn these skills. I'm sure it's in there, but it's something that I've had to work on. So that's it. I just wanted to come to you and talk to you about that. Silence is loud. It's loud, and silence will draw us into the things that already are present. And there are so many things that we can hear when we're silent. Silence is actually louder than our distractions, but it's a good loud. It's almost like if someone whispers in a room and you're like, I heard that person. That's how silence is. It's quiet, but it's loud. And there's a lot of messages in silence. We just have to be willing to tune in. We have to be willing to slow down. And that's all it is our willingness, our giving ourselves permission to just slow down and be silent. You all have a good day, a good night, a good afternoon, wherever you are. It was good talking to you. Talk to you soon.